challenges to the global architecture. I don't see much changing with respect to the UN Security Council. That won't change because the countries who have veto power won't let it change. But the European Union is struggling with its existence and with its purpose and of course with its membership. And NATO is too, and the questions raised by some of the Trump comments in the campaign opened the door there. But there also is a need for some new global architecture. We have the Paris Climate Change Agreement, which Trump dismisses and talks about as a Chinese plot and manufactured by groups that don't know what they're talking about, and yet we in Canada have always been very supportive of that institution and that approach, and we have a lot to lose as a country our size that depends very much on the functioning of these multilateral systems. And I'll give you two more examples of places where legal architecture is lacking and where we need some. Cyber and drones. Cyber and drones are two areas where the United States has had technical advantage over the rest of the world, but the rest of the world is catching up and has its own capabilities. And if we don't have, before too long, some set of agreed rules on the use of drones and some rules that govern the cyber space, very, very hard to enforce, even hard to conceive of, but we're going to see more and more of the cyber threats in all of our countries that are so totally dependent on electrical systems and complex transportation systems and banking systems and everything else, and communication systems. There are big threats out there that are coming, much more disruptive of a society than the threat of a military invasion with tanks and all the old traditional stuff. And drones, another example. Americans were quite happy using drones in Pakistan and Somalia and a few other places. But what would happen if China were doing the same thing, with the same technology, in other countries nearby? How would the United States view that? So there is a need for some new architecture, and we have to keep pushing ahead on the multilateral front. To me, that's an important role for Canada and for liberal democracies everywhere.